What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with more Leonard Nimoy. Big shout out to Han Solo. And we're going to listen to another track from Spaced Out. And we're going to listen to a cover of what I believe is originally a John Hartford song from 1967, Gentle on My Mind. I did actually look this up just because it's become clear that with both Shatner and Nimoy, a lot of what they do is covering other people's material. And yes, this is apparently a song from '67 by John Hartford. I don't think I've heard the original, so I have no basis of comparison. I did notice when I looked this up on Wikipedia that there are a number of artists who've covered this tune, but yes, Nimoy has his own eclectic style, perhaps less insane, less comical, at least slightly, than Shatner, but still very much with a bit tongue-in-cheek, it seems to me. So yeah, the phrase gentle on my mind, I don't quite know what to make of it, but it suggests a tranquil and placid state of thinking, maybe in relation to one's emotions and or another person, or at least a phase of one's life that can then be distinguished from other phases that are more troublesome or difficult. Indeed, saying that you're in a gentle state of mind almost immediately implies that there could be other times when you're more stressed or more worried and it's a more complicated psycho-emotional state, but at the very least, on the surface of it, it suggests a calm and comfortable situation for your mind. So let's see what Mr. Nimoy does with this. This is Leonard Nimoy and his cover of Gentle on My Mind, a song originally from 1967 by John Hartford. I apologize, let me start that over. There was a bit of a glitch.
Well, it's knowing that your door is always open and your path is free to walk that makes me tend to leave my sleeping bag rolled up and stashed behind your couch. And it's knowing I'm not shackled by forgotten words and bonds and the ink stains that have dried upon some line that keeps you in the back roads by the rivers of my memory, keeps you ever gentle on my mind. It's not clinging to the rocks and ivy, climbing on their columns now that binds me, or something that somebody said because they thought we fit together walking. It's just knowing that the world will not be cursing and forgiving as I walk along some railroad track and find that you're moving on the back roads by the rivers of my memory, ever smiling, ever gentle on my mind. Oh, the wheat fields and the clotheslines and the junkyards and the highways come between us, and some other woman's crying to her mother 'cause she turned and I was gone. I still might run in silence, tears of joy might stain my face, and the summer sun might burn me till I'm blind, but not to where I cannot see you walking on the back roads by the rivers flowing gentle on my mind. I dip my cup of soup back from gurgling, crackling cauldron in some train yard, my beard a rough and coal pile and a dirty hat pulled low across my face. Through cupped hands round a tin can, I pretend to hold you to my breast and find that you're waving from the back roads by the rivers of my memory, ever smiling, ever gentle on my mind.
A short cover. So first to the song, it's a clever bit of lyricism in that we're talking about geographical and conceptual places, but rendering them figuratively and metaphorically for the most part. Now, he does eventually say there's wheat fields and rivers and highways between him and this person he's thinking of, presumably a former lover or at least someone that he valued greatly. But a lot of it is, the backwoods and the back roads of his mind, so it's referring to the deeper recesses and farther ago memories that he's holding, and saying that whenever he recalls this person in the deeper recesses of his mind, they're waving and they're smiling at him, and it makes him feel gentle and comfortable, like they are gentle and comfortable in his mind. Now, it remains to be seen, or at least I think it's ambiguous, whether the other person would share that nostalgic fondness for their earlier connections. Maybe, she left him, and even though there's pain, and even though they're now very far apart in a literal physical distance respect, he still holds on to a positivity, whereas they may not. But assuming that it is more or less sympathetic in both directions, it sounds like they're either gone for reasons of practical nature, maybe they passed away, but they're always going to be there for him, like these old nostalgic places. But then he's talking about like being in a train yard and, what was it, like hugging a tin can and imagining that it's the person in question. So I do wonder whether it's more in his mind that this is a rosy, gentle, comfortable memory, and maybe the other person is gone for a reason. Nevertheless, a couple of the lines I think are more or less done for comedy, which I don't know whether there's any lyric changes here. I wouldn't expect that, but the idea of about like rolling up your bedding and putting it behind someone else's couch, like, there's a bit of comedy there, even if it's referring to a genuine memory where you were staying at their place and, maybe you didn't have a bed because it was a simple abode. But also the line again about like hugging on to a can in a train yard and sort of, trying to recapture the feeling and the memory of someone else. But as to Nimoy's performance, it has a like country feel to it. The Sonics definitely give it a bit of a like country road kind of song, like traveling but in the rural territories of, whatever land you are in. His delivery, more or less straight away. Again, his songs definitely have some comedy to them, and he has his own eccentric style, just maybe not as notably eccentric or spoken word style as Shatner. But yes, it feels a bit like a country rural tune. So again, I don't know how John Hartford's original may compare to that. My expectation is that it's probably not too far away sonically, but I suppose people who might know the original can give me some insight. Luke is going to go to ponder the issue right now. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Peace.